shit fixed and fucking, clean that shit up with bleach and all that bullshit and fucking, so we good now. Oh shit! Damn, Shawn, could have told me that.
Yeah, you were getting hit. You were getting hit with the with that mold, huh?
Shawn, you could have told me people was in here.
Yeah, the link was sent out.
Hey, keep going, Aaron. We're not done with your story yet.
Man, they probably gonna call me Harry Potter from now on.
I don't think they heard that part, but you just gave it away.
Yeah, Aaron, why don't you tell us you were sleeping in a closet, bro?
What's up, man? I got an extra room in Maryland.
He heard
What
that.
up?
Whoever Mem is.
Oh man.
Hey, but you know how they go, man. Start it from the bottom. You feel me?
And then you start trading US 30 with K2, and then you would be out that closet soon.
Hey, they went from the closet to the basement. Shit.
Oh man. All right, guys, let's see. Everyone's coming in right now. I got this on YouTube, so let's see. Got the chat going right here. Mim's asking, why is Aaron talking about being in a closet? Why you trapped in a closet?
I'm gonna call him R. Kelly.
Oh man! All right, guys. So let's see. I think people are still coming in right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A, and then we can analyze whatever pairs or go over any strategies you guys want. Otherwise, we're probably just gonna look at the charts for a bit. Today's been pretty slow for Forex, so I'm not sure if anyone was looking at anything. I was talking to CT about some trades earlier. Let's see if he's in here. Oh, he's here. Yeah, so me and CT were talking about, let's see, let me go to the chat real quick. We were talking about US 30, yeah. So I'm looking at it right here. And we were thinking about entering a sell if we had like another entry, but I'll probably hold off for a bit. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A, and then we can take a look at stuff. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna mark up the charts for the 6 o'clock signal firing, because we have about an hour left. So in about 30 minutes, I'll look at the chart and see if there's any entries available. If you guys still have the CHF JPY pair, it's rejecting off the zone right now. So if you guys still have that active, it looks fine. It looks like it's gonna come back up. Looks like it's gonna reject off this and then shoot on upwards. So no worries with that one. Let me see what else we have active still. Euro JPY, this actually hit TP1 yesterday. It was literally just a pip away from hitting full TP. So I think most people got out of this trade already. But if you're still in it, it looks like it could still shoot back up. So if it does move into profit, I do suggest that you move your stop loss and profit, or exit once it reaches profit, because I'm not sure how the JPY pair is going to move, especially with all of the new COVID news that's coming out. We still have this odd CHF from a long time ago, from the 22nd. We have this one that's still active. It never hit TP or stop loss, but it did hit TP for our second entry right here. So for our second entry right here, it's TP1. I'm actually out of this trade already. If you guys follow my exit strategy, pretty much what I do is I move my stop loss to TP1 once it reaches it, and then if it retraces back, I get stopped out in profit, so everyone's happy. But if you guys are still in this trade, it still looks fine. It's just, it's going to be ranging. Or, let's see, I'll take up the SRs. It's pretty much just been ranging this since, let's see, June 16th. So like almost a month now. It's just been in a range. So if you guys are still in this trade, I recommend just exiting, because there's really no point in like hanging on to this trade right now, because it could literally go either way, due to the range that it's set in right now. Let's draw this right here. So we have the lower range right here. So literally, this is just gonna keep bouncing up and down. It's not really worth the risk to hold on to until it goes directional. One last trade. Actually, no, I don't think so. We don't have that active right now. I'll close that. That's about it. So we just have 3 active trades right now. I'm gonna try to find some other trades for the next 4-hour candle. But till then, I'll go over some questions. So we have one question from CT. Say, yeah, not doing US 30, not ready. Yeah, it's not ready at all. It looks like it might reject off one of these levels. So I don't know if anyone took this trade right here, but I wouldn't have taken it, because This was literally when the market reopened. You know, obviously when the market reopens, you want to give it some time for it to stabilize, move, you know, directional as to where it's supposed to move before entering anything. You can see right here, it's been moving weird because it shot up a little bit. And then there's a huge spike right here. You see this huge wick. And this is on the 10-minute chart. So it wicked about 500 pips and then it pushed up a total of about 700 pips. So I would wait a little bit for some more movement before entering this trade, because this might be a reversal. This might have been the low that established, you know, from the market close, because you can see right here, this is when the market closed around 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Pacific daylight savings time. And then this is pretty much the time when the market closed. And then once it reopened, it just shot up. So the thing is right here, US 30 could either continue on upwards as a reversal as it, you know, corrects from today's drop, or it could reject off the K2 pivot and shoot on down. So I would wait for, you know, some type of confirmation before you take any entries for US 30. Let's see. CT said, can you go over moving stop loss to TP1? Like how soon after and how close to TP1, etc. I moved 25%. Yeah. So CT's asking. Here, let me. I'll set up the US 30 trade that we had today. Me personally, you know, I don't care about hitting big profits anymore. I'm more so on just, you know, maximizing wins. I don't care if I get out at TP1. You know, I don't feel bad that I don't hit full TP, because since I'm more focused on FTMO right now, as everyone else is here, you know, your main goal with FTMO is not to lose, because if you don't lose, you'll never hit the max drawdown for the day or for the month. You know, your main goal is to at least hit profit every single day, because at the end of the month, you're going to keep 70% of those profits. So let me just do the math real quick, you know, or actually let's just pull up that real quick, and I'm going to go over how I move my stop loss. So right here, our entry was this one right here. It was about 9 o'clock. So let me just set this up right here. It's short. And then, so if you guys are in premium, you guys saw this entry here. This is the entry that I gave out today. You know, it was our daily K2 US 30 sell stop entry right here. I'm just gonna enter the parameters here so that we can go over, you know, the trade that I called this morning, which was it was a really nice drop. Like we haven't had a US 30 trade like that in a long time. Usually US 30 it'll retrace a lot, like close to stop loss and then drop. But this came straight down. This was like an amazing trade. So if you guys took this trade, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys got full TP. I got out TP1, but I'm not complaining. Okay, let's go to target 1 right here. I'm just gonna mark target 1 so you guys can see where the target was. And then I'm just gonna color this a different color, black. And then I'll just, actually we'll do blue. And I'll just dot it so you guys can see where TP1 was. All right, yeah, so that's TP1 right there. I'm gonna set the coordinates. All right, cool. So this is pretty much the full move right here. You know, it went straight to TP right here. But I'm gonna rewind it just from the start. Let me just go over the other Q&A just to make sure we're not overlapping with questions today. Let's see. Would you recommend taking the London Open US 30 signals and the Open DAX signals? US 30 and DAX are the way. So pretty much US 30 and DAX are exactly the same. It's super similar. So if I put these side by side with DAX, let me change the setup real quick. Let's move this over. Just want to show you guys side by side how DAX and US 30 look, because they literally move identical. Where's the DAX at? There we go. All right, so if you're looking at DAX and you're looking at US 30, you can see that they look exactly the same. So depending if you want to trade the DAX, you want to trade US 30, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, obviously the DAX moves a little smoother compared to the US 30, because the US 30 is kind of jumps around a lot. But you can see right here, you can see that my crosshair right here lines up with this crosshair right here, and you can see right here this drop was exactly the same. You can see right here that it kind of pushed up right here. You can see that you can see my crosshair right here and right here, just to give you a visualization. They both move up in the same direction. So if you want to trade DAX, like if you're located in Germany, I know we have a lot of German traders in K2. You can trade the DAX or you can trade the US 30. They both move literally exactly the same. Like look at this right here. So you can see here's the high, and there's the high right here as well. It literally moves mirror like. The thing with the DAX though is that it moves. I consider it like kind of bigger moves, because when you see US 30 kind of moving, you know, like smaller pippage for the DAX, literally like one pip is like probably like 10 pips of US 30. So I'm not sure how the calculations work, but if you've traded both of them, you can tell that they're all kind of the moving is similar, but the valuation is a little different. You know, when you're trading DAX versus the US 30. But yeah, someone asked, you know, if I recommend taking on the London Open to take US 30 and the DAX. And, you know, short answer to that question is it doesn't really matter, because regardless, they move in the same way. So if you're selling US 30, of course you would sell DAX because they're both moving down. But you can see here that DAX moves a little smoother than US 30 because US 30 is a little more volatile, especially when it's, you know, the US market. I don't know. I'm not sure what stocks are in the DAX, but I'm assuming it's pretty much the same thing because they're both 30. You know, it's the stock index of, I guess, the German 30 versus the US 30, which I'm assuming is probably the same company, just, you know, different. Not the same exact company, but, you know, their sister company or pretty much the same company that's on the DAX index. So yeah, if you want to trade DAX, trade DAX. If you want to trade US 30, trade US 30. But to me, they're pretty much exactly the same thing. But yeah, let's go back to US 30. Let me just make sure that there's no other questions. Mim's asking, can we check to see if the US 30 would work with German DAX? Same question, or UK 30, 100. So we'll look at those after I go over US 30 real quick. And Hashim's asking predictions for US 30. Personally, I don't trade US 30 after market, you know, after hours. But it does look like it's still bearish. So the thing is, I would wait for another sell signal. So the thing is, the next signal is obviously going to be a buy because our last signal was a sell. So I would probably wait for, you know, a buy signal like we got, like somewhere right here. This was after hours as well, because you can see right here that this was at about 10 p.m. our time, or no, 8 p.m. our time. So right here, you can see obviously it was trending down, because if you look at the K2 pivots, it's under the pivots, and then the pivots are pretty spread out, similar to how it looks right here. Right here, it's retracing. You can see because price is going up, testing a third pivot right there. So similar to right here, it's the same exact setup. So if I rewind this, so let me just show you right here. Just get a good look at how this looks right here. You can see price was crossing upwards to test the next pivot. I'm going to go and rewind this to yesterday, same exact setup. So again, right here, yesterday. So before this candle, because like I said, we're waiting for a buy signal. So you can see right here, you know, price was going down and then it was retracing up right here. So pretty much what I would wait for if you're looking to enter another US 30 trade is I would wait for another K2 pivot entry. So if you understand how the K2 pivot strategy works, basically you want to wait for price to come below the pivots so you can establish a downwards trend. You can see right here, in order to determine whether it's a downwards trend and whether it's strong, you want to make sure that the pivots are angling downwards and that they're spread out like they are right here. You can see that they're pretty spread out. We have level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. After you determine the trend, you want to identify a retracement. So you can see price came down, came up, came down, and then it's retracing right here. So once you determine the retracement, you want to identify when price rejects off one of the pivots. So as you can see right here, price shoots up. Right here is the retracement because we have an opposite momentum signal. If you guys aren't familiar with the K2 momentum indicator, pretty much what it does is it detects when there's momentum swings in the market. So you can see right here, we have a buy signal, price goes up. We have a sell signal, price goes down. Buy signal up, sell signal down, buy signal up. But when it's going against the trend, you know, that's just a retracement candle. So right here's a retracement. Just going over the requirements again. First requirement, identify the trend. It's trending down. Next, we identified a retracement. There's a retracement right here. Next, you want to identify a rejection off the K2 pivot level. So you want to see a rejection, something like a nice wick like this right here, within the K2 pivots. So right here we have two nice top wicks right here. This would indicate, a nice rejection. Once you have those 2-3 requirements, now you're just waiting for a sell signal, which is basically a sell momentum signal from the K2 indicator right here to indicate that it's good to enter. So if you follow forward, this is actually a way better rejection right here, because you can see price shot up as it retraced and rejected directly off the 3rd pivot. So as it rejected right there, all you need to enter this trade is a sell signal to give you confirmation that, price is going to continue downwards. So as you can see right here, an even better rejection. So price kept shooting up even to this candle right here. Nice rejection off level 4. Next candle right there, sell signal. What you would do is you would enter a sell. So I'll just zoom out right here. Enter a sell on the close of that candle, and then pretty much let it run. You can see right there, full TP, guys. So like within an hour, you would have hit TP for 1,400 pips nearly. And that's the same thing that we're looking for right now. So if we go back to current time, same exact setup again right here. So there we go. See, like I mentioned earlier, you want that buy signal right there to confirm a retracement upwards. So you can see right now price is retracing upwards. We want another rejection off a K2 pivot like we have right here. And then we want a sell signal. So if we get a sell signal like we did right here, we can enter another sell right over here for hopefully another TP. And it's as easy as that, guys. So, this is my prediction for US 30. Although I don't recommend, trading after hours, because price can literally move in any direction after hours. Since the New York Stock Exchange isn't open, there's no clear movement, no clear direction, because nobody's trading in the stock market right now. This is pretty much all aftermarket movement. And, a lot of the times during aftermarket, it's just random movement for the most part, or, it's getting pushed by retail traders who are trading like we are right now. And it's just dangerous, because the thing is, you don't have, institutions pushing price in a certain direction unless, there's some type of COVID news or something that would, cause price to move like that. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm going down the questions real quick, but I'm going to go back to what I was going over with CT with regard to the moving the stop loss. Okay, so I answered Hashim's question. Answer the first question. I'm going to go over Mim's question a little later after I go over this. And I think that's it for right now for US 30. So I'm just going to go over CT's question real quick. He was asking, how do I move my stop loss when it reaches, a certain point? So pretty much right here, I'm going to rewind this. So right here, this was the daily K2 entry. If you guys aren't familiar with the K2 entry, Luis is asking, you don't use the trend meter for this? Yeah, Luis. Well, it depends on what strategy you're using. If you're using the daily US 30 strategy, the only indicator that you're using, you're not even using the pivot. So pretty much for the daily US 30 strategy, you're just using the K2 momentum indicator. If you guys aren't familiar with the K2 daily US 30 strategy, it's real simple. So pretty much, I'll just put the requirements up here real quick so you guys can see. It's really simple. It's just two requirements. So this is the daily K2 US 30 strategy. And the only indicator you're using are the vertical lines, the K2 momentum indicators. So right here, all you do is you start looking for trades on New York Stock Exchange Open, which is going to be 6:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. Smaller. And then next, you want to identify first valid K2 signal. So this is applied on the 10-minute chart. I know a lot of people use this on other time frames, but personally, I only use it on the 10-minute, so that's all I can recommend. I'm not going to recommend the 5-minute or anything higher. We tried that yesterday and we lost. But I took the next trade on the 10-minute and then we won. So I'm just going to stick with the 10-minute. You guys can use other time frames if you like, but I'm not going to advise to use any other time frames. And then you enter on open the following candle. So it's real simple, guys. It's just two requirements. Like, I don't know how much easier it can get. So pretty much, I'm gonna mark the New York Stock Exchange Open, which is at 6:30 a.m., which is right over here. All right, so this is 6:30. This is when the New York Stock Exchange opened. You know, after price crosses this specific time, so at 6:40 exactly, we can start looking for trades. Pretty much we're just waiting for the K2 signal. Right here, we got a K2 signal. So after we get the K2 signal, you can enter on the close of that candle. Generally for my stop loss, I put the stop loss at the previous swing, which is right here. The only problem is that that's way too close. It's only about 800 pips. So the minimum that I use is 1500 pips. So that's pretty much what we have, 1500 for the stop loss, 1500 for the TP. And that's about it. We pretty much let it run from there. So as we let it run, I'm going to explain the exit strategy. So if you guys aren't familiar with the exit strategy, what I always recommend is once price reaches TP1, which is right here, and I'm not just making that number up, you know, it was part of the signal right here. So I copy target 1 to here just so I can show you guys. And that's pretty much where TP1 is. So what you want to do is you want to wait for price to reach TP1. Once price reaches TP1, you're going to move your stop loss to TP1. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether, you know, whether price retraces back or goes forward. Like C2 is asking if I leave any leeway space. Me personally, I don't leave any leeway space. When it reaches TP1, and if it retraces from there, I exit. I don't hang on and hope that it comes back down, because, you know, I'd rather have TP1 than risking losing all those profits, you know, just to go for the full move. You know, some people don't like doing that, but, you know, if you want to trade properly with, you know, pretty much spot on risk management, you just have to follow the rules. You know, you can take extra risk if you want to, but me personally, I'm more focused on winning rather than going for the extra profit. Like, I don't care if I get the full profit or if I get half profit, as long as I don't take a loss or I don't go in the negative. I'm cool with that, because I'm only taking this trade once a day. So if I keep winning, you know, TP1s for like a month straight and I have 0 losses, I'm going to be in more profit than someone that hits, you know, full TP 5 times and then hit stop loss the same amount of times. So that's just my way of looking at things. But it's really up to you. You know, it's all personal preference. If you want to take the risk to go for the full profit, which I can understand why you would want to, because we always hit TP most of the time. But, you know, with the current market conditions and COVID going on, it's just way too risky. And I don't mind taking half profit. So it's just really up to you. But okay, so pretty much once it reaches this point right here, like it did right there, so you can see a price retraced right there. So it literally tapped TP1 and then it retraced. But during that time, I'm literally watching every single move during US 30. So when that happened, I moved my stop loss literally to TP1. So at this point, I already got stopped out. I got stopped out at 750 pips, which it's not bad. So if you look at my profits from, these are my profits. These are my personal profits right over here. Okay, so these are my personal profits on my Hugo's Way. I made like 57 bucks, 56 bucks after commissions. That's fine. Like I could have made like 100. This is a full profit. Full profit's normally like 100 something. It's double that. So I could have made more than that, but I'm happy with 50 bucks. And then my FTMO, see, I got half profit here too. So normally full profit would be a little over 1,000, you know, closer to 1,500, but I got out at 700, which is fine with me. You know, if you want to go for the full profit, it's a personal choice. You can go for it, because normally we do hit profit target, but me personally, this is just the way I like to trade. You know, I'm really spot on with risk management, and, you know, I don't mind losing out on, you know, double profit, because I know tomorrow it's going to be another trade. So if I get two TP1s, then it works out for me. It doesn't really matter whether, you know, like whether I get full TP or not, because I'd rather have TP1 than go and hit stop loss. So yeah, pretty much once price reaches down there, I just move my stop loss to TP1 right here. But if this happens right here where it traces, me personally, I would just manually exit the trade. Even though I miss out on this much profit right here, I'm just manually going to close it, because the problem with this is you expose yourself to either price going back to entry and losing all this profit right here, or you can get lucky and price can go down to full profit, which is what happened today. But, you know, I don't like to test my luck. I like to trade off probability. You know, I like to make sure that I know what's going on with the trade. Like I never base my trades off luck. Like a lot of people will just, they'll hold on to the trade and they'll pray that it'll hit full TP. And what happens? It ends up hitting stop loss. And they're like, fuck, I should have just closed it. So that's just, you know, your mentality. If you trade for a long time, you know, you'll build that mentality where you won't feel greedy anymore. Like pretty much any profit will pretty much, you know, will satisfy you. Like you're not gonna go and aim for full profit every single time. Like, you know, getting out of TP1 is gonna, you know, satisfy your requirements for the day. Because literally, if you don't take any losses, then, you know, you're pretty much good to go. Let's see, CT said agreed. I like the maximum momentum though. TP1, you can take half off. Yeah, you could do that. But then if you, so say you take half off and then you move stop loss to 25%, you still put yourself in a ton of exposure, because if it, say if you, instead of locking out right here for 700 pips, right, or 750 pips, you'd close out half of your profit around this area, TP1. So then you'd lock in about, so what's half of 750? So calculator. So half of 750, you lock in 370 pips, 375 pips. But the problem is, so if you move your, so let me read it, move to 25%. So then we divide this again by 2. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. So you do that plus 375, but you still give away, okay, so we can subtract that by, what was it, 700 or 750 actually. You're still giving away 187 pips. I see where CT's going with this. He's risking 187 pips to go for the full profit, which, you know, it is a good risk, because the thing is, most of the time it does hit full TP. But I just find that to be too much work, because I mean, CT knows what I got to deal with aside from my own trading. If I was trading just me, then I would do what CT's doing. But the thing is, I'm answering like 100 questions on the side, and, you know, I'm trading my other account. So I just don't have the focus to do what CT's doing. If I was trading just alone and I wasn't helping anybody and I wasn't, you know, there was no other distractions, then yeah, I would do that. Or what I would do technically is I would do the original exit strategy. So if you guys are familiar with the original exit strategy, generally once it reaches 50%, like CT was saying, I move my stop loss to 25%, and then I keep sliding it down. But the problem with that is that requires a ton of focus. And the thing is, if you're not able to focus, you're going to slip, and then you're going to end up doing worse than it would have been if you just exited at TP1. But no, definitely, if you guys are reading the Zoom chat, this is where I'm reading CT's messages. If you follow what CT is doing, or if you follow the original K2 exit strategy, you can make a ton more profits, because the thing with this trade right here is once it hit full TP, generally what I would have done is I would just slide my stop loss. So like CT was saying, once price reached 50% right here, he moved it to 25% right here. That's generally what I would do. Once he reaches 75% down here, I would move it to 50%. Once he reaches full profit down here, I move it to full profit. And then as it keeps going down, I keep sliding my stop loss lower and lower. So I could have caught extra pips right here. But the only problem with that is that, you know, in my situation, I have a lot of different responsibilities that I have to deal with. So I'm not able to do this anymore like I used to. But if you guys learn the K2 exit strategy, then you could have locked in even more profit. So instead of 1,500, you probably could have got out farther down here for 2,000. So it's just really up to personal preference, you know, how, and then just depending on how much effort you want to put into your trade. Obviously, if you focus 100%, you can lock in all these profits right here. But I'm fine with 750. Like I'll just take it as it is. Mimsy said, do some people take out 2 trades, one for TP1, another for TP2, or is that too risky for FTMO? Personally, I think it's too risky, man. Like I mentioned earlier, you know, with FTMO, it's about winning and not losing. That's really the main goal. Like what they want you to do is exercise proper risk management for every single trade. Because the thing is, even once you get funded with FTMO, you still have to follow the requirements. There's still a daily max loss and a monthly max loss. So the thing is, if you're taking 2 trades, so say, normally I recommend if you're trading a 100K account like I am, then you only use like a 10 to 12 lot size max. So the thing is, if you're taking a 12 lot size max, so 12 multiplied by, so 12 is basically each pip, if you're trading a 12 lot size, is 1.2. It's $1.2 times, Sarah risk was 1,500, right? So it's 1,800. That's for just one position. And that's only if you want to take one position. If you're taking 2 positions, your risk is going to be 3,600. The problem with this is that if you, so here, it's hard when I'm explaining it and when you're actually doing it, because the thing is, I have the actual numbers here, but you also have to factor in commission. So commission is going to be like another 300 bucks if you're taking 2 trades at 600 bucks. So that's 4,200 risk. Your max loss is 5,000. So the thing is, if price passes your stop loss, there's like some minor slippage, and then you go from 4,200 to 5,000 or past 5,000, you fail the challenge and you lose the account. And that's why I don't recommend taking too much risk. Like, just risk just enough to make decent profit, because the thing is, you still keep 70% of the profit at the end of the month. So like this trade right here, if you take a 12 lot size, 1.2 times, say 2,000, say it was a 2,000 move, you would have locked in 2,400. So say if you, because we don't trade US 30 every single day. So let's see. CT said you could take 2 6s instead of 12 though, right? Yeah, you can do that too. You can take 2 of the half sizes, but the thing is, when you're running 2 multiple positions, it's kind of hard for you to manage both of them. Well, for me specifically, because I trade on my phone. So the thing is, I can't trade multiple positions because I'll forget about one and just focus on the other. And then if that one screws up, then I'm like totally screwed. But going back to my explanation here. So pretty much this is like a profit for one day. If you're trading like a 12 lot size, 2,400. And then say you only trade 3 days a week. So you multiply that by 3, 7,200. So this is what you make a week. Multiply that by 4 weeks, you make 28,800. You're gonna keep 70% of this. So you multiply that by 70%, you take home 20,000 a month. Like, how can you be mad at that? And that's why I don't care about taking half profit, because even if I don't, say this is if you're hitting full profit each time, right? Say I'm only hitting TP1, so divide that by half, you're still taking home 10,000 a month trading FTMO on the side. So this is why, like, I don't mind, because I know it's a big difference, 10 to 20,000, but how can you get mad at making 10,000 on like monthly, just trading 1 trade a day? You're literally only trading US 30 once a day, and you have nothing else to stress about. And that's pretty much why I don't mind taking TP1. But if you want to go for the full TP, by all means, it doesn't hurt to try. But the problem with that is, okay, so look at this. So same explanation, 1.2 times 2,000. So same explanation. Say you're we're talking about the same 3 trades. So you take 3 trades, you multiply that by 2, and then you lose 1 trade. Multiply that by 2,400 because you wanted to go for the full profit, right? That'd make 4,800. Multiply that by 4. Those are your profits. See, if you have 1 loss, it screws up your profits a whole lot. So like, that's pretty much the reason why, like, I wouldn't want to do this, because the thing is, that's your full profit. Multiply that by 7,000, 70. Instead of making your 20,000, you're only making 13. And if you're only taking to TP1, you divide that by 2, you're cutting your profit in half. So that's what I mean when I say that you should focus on your wins and not on your max risk, because if you're just taking TP1, you could have made way more than this. But if you have 1 loss per week, it could set you back pretty far. So the thing is, it's just consistency, guys. If you guys follow the rules and you just take 1 trade a day, the daily US 30, you can make a ton of profit. Or if you want to scalp, you can make even more. It's just pretty much all. Exactly. CT said basically take profit when you can and move on. That's exactly what I'm trying to explain. Because I know a lot of people get greedy. Once you start seeing the profits, like, I don't know if anyone has any You know, so these are all FTMO accounts. So you can see everyone in K2 is doing well in FTMO. You know, 400 profits for the day. Marcus is doing really good. I don't know if Marcus is in here, but Marcus has a funded account, so he's making real money now. So this is Marcus's account. This is for the day. He made like 2,000 for the day. Look, let's pause this. So he made 2,000 for the day. So about 2,700. So Marcus made 2,700 trading for the day, but he's trading other things. He's not just trading US 30. You can see here, he's trading the S&P, the DAX. So someone else asked about the DAX earlier. You can probably talk to Marcus because Marcus trades it on London Open. He trades. I've discussed this with him. He said it works pretty fine. So if he uses it, I'm pretty sure you could too. But you can see if you're trading more often, you're putting on a lot more risk too. He didn't have straight wins. Like there's some losses there, but he has, you know, he has US 30, the DAX, gold. He's trading pretty much everything. And this is just one day's profit. You can see here the date, they're all on the 7th. He's just scalping throughout the day. So for the day, he made 2,700. So let's just do the math again. 2,700. If he does that 4 times a day, 4 times a week, you know, if he trades Monday through Thursday, doesn't trade Friday, so, or Sunday through whatever, so multiply that by 4, he makes 10,000 a week. Multiply that by 4, another 4 for the month. So 4 days a week, 4 weeks in the month, that's a total of 43,000. You multiply that by 70%. Marcus is taking home 30,000 trading with FTMO, like pretty much just copying, you know, the US 30 trades plus taking his own scalps. So, you know, if you can lock in profits like how Marcus is doing, it depends on your style. If you want to just take the daily 30, you can make 20K a month. If you want to do what Marcus is doing, scalping, he makes 30K. You know, it's really up to you. Like literally the sky's the limit when you're trading, you know, with K2 and you're also using the K2 indicators. Because Marcus used the K2 indicators and, you know, it works out really nicely for him. But let's see. But yeah, like pretty much everyone here, not everyone, but majority of people. So you can see here, here's Vasile. Vasile started with us like last week, I think. And this is like, I think his first week with FTMO, he made 1,100 just today copying my US 30. And then he had one S&P trade right here for 200. You know, literally you just copy my one trade a day and there's a ton of profit you can make. This is a live account. This isn't even FTMO. Akeem made 185. Sarah made 140. That's just, it's a 0.0, it's a 0.01. See, minimal lot size. Literally, if you just copy my US 30 trade every single day, you can make a killing. I think that's about it. Who else is here? Yeah, Keem did that. See, Laura joined us like yesterday, I think. He joined us, took the S&P trade, made 148, another one for 14. Like Laura pretty much paid for his subscription in like one trade, because you know if you're just copying the signals, it's $50. Like what's $50? You make that in, it's a quarter of one trade. What else is there? Mark, I think this was Mark's first day on FTMO, made $201. Not bad at all. Yeah, and that's about it for today. I think there's probably more, but I haven't really looked. But yeah, pretty much that's, you know, possibilities with FTMO, and if you use proper risk management, it's real easy. Because the thing is, we almost always hit TP1. Like if I go to the results for US 30, so let's go to results real quick. Okay, so US 30 from May until now, we had about 26 wins and 4 losses. Like it's literally impossible for you to fail FTMO if you just take my US 30 trades. It's literally impossible. Because if you took every single trade, you'd still be in profit. Then you would pass, and then you would, you know, you'd get your funded account. But yeah, that's pretty much it for US 30. Let me see if there's any other questions real quick. So I think that's about it for there. Mim wants us to check out US 30, the US 30 strategy on the German DAX. So I'm gonna copy this real quick. I personally don't use it, so I can't give you like my my recommendation, but I know Marcus uses it. So if you want to ask Marcus, I don't think he's in here, but you can ask him how it's been for him. I think it's been working pretty good for him actually. So So let's get on that. Okay, so let's open the DAX real quick. It's 5:40, so in about 4 minutes. After I check this out, Mim, I'm gonna go look at the chart for any Forex entries. You guys notice how the Forex market's moving? You know, there's random spikes, and it's just moving really slow. So the thing is, the Forex market just isn't safe to trade right now, in my opinion. I mean, it's all right to trade, but it's not necessarily moving how it should. Okay, so this is the DAX. We'll start from yesterday. So London open. Where's the red line? London open at midnight my time, which would be right here. So if we're looking at the requirements, so look guys, I don't recommend you guys use this on the DAX because I haven't tested it, so I can't give you my recommendation. But we're just gonna look for examples for Mim because he wants to know if he can use this. So okay, so DAX. First requirement, start looking for trades on London Open because this is different. So I'm not going to put a time because everyone lives in different time zones. So just London Open, and then identify the first valid K2 signal. Right here, the market open. Well, now we're waiting for the first K2 signal. Let it come down. There's a signal right here. So pretty much right here in our long position. So I'll zoom out like this. Use the long position, place it right there. And it looks like it hit TP. I don't trade the DAX, so I don't, like for the US 30, I have like a 1,500 pip minimum. But for DAX, I'm not sure what would be a good minimum because I'm not sure how the DAX moves since I don't trade it. But if you want to use the normal, the normal stop loss and TP rules, so this is the way I do it. I just zoom out on the chart so that you get the full data. Use long tool, and then you can just place it right there, and then it'll place the stop loss at the previous swing, but it's going to take into account the data of what's on the chart to include the ATR. So it's going to put it at the previous swing plus the I'm black, Shawn. Aaron, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, bro.
Yo, can you check the chart? Just see if there's any available trades real quick while I go over this, so I know what to look for. All right, cool. So I don't know, is Mim here? Let me check. Mim, let's see. Yeah, Mim's here. So Mim, yeah. So this is the German DAX for the same, like pretty much the same daily strategy, but applied on the DAX. Yeah, Trippy, I see your question for AU. I'm gonna look at that right after. So this is the entry from yesterday. Dominic's asking, can you re-explain how you use the long tool? So generally, when I set it manually, I pretty much set it where I want to place it, and then I put it at the previous swing. But the problem with the DAX is I don't trade the DAX, so I don't know what's a good number to put it at. So if you want to do it automatically, what I do is I'll hit the zoom out button right here where it says reset chart so that it gets all the data on the chart, all the recent data. So after you do that, you'll use the long tool, and then you'll just place it where you want to put it. So pretty much on this entry, we want to enter on the open of the following candle, which follows the K2 signal, which is right here. And I just click on the chart, and there you go. It automatically places it for you. So you can see right here, it's 655 pips. But if I was to rewind, and then I put it right there too, it pretty much do the same thing. So I just zoom out, use the long tool, and there you go. Well, it's a little bit farther because since we rewind time to this specific price point, it's going to pull data from farther back. The thing is, when the data was over here, it was only pulling data up to right here. But since it pulled it farther back, it gave you a more accurate reading as to where price should be. So pretty much you let that run. And then obviously, like we went over earlier, there you go. So let's look at the previous one. So let's look at one more while Aaron's looking at the charts for the next entry. And it would probably be, So mark midnight. So market open was right here. Yeah, see, Mims, this is like one thing where, or I don't know if there was news yesterday or if there was anything that affected the market. I think there was something that happened. Oh, yeah, the Australian, what's it called? I don't know, they have a prime minister or whatever, the president or whatever from Australia, that they announced the lockdown. So last night there was that's what caused this move. So I wouldn't have taken this trade for this specific day because there was news that was affecting the market. The thing is, you don't want to trade when there's something crazy going on in the world, because random movement like this will happen. You know, this is a spike in price upwards, and then it came back down to correct. So let's just skip yesterday's because there was news that day. I don't want to count this trade as, you know, a valid trade because the thing is, there was something else that affected the market. But let's go back to Friday. So this is Friday over here. And then we'll go to midnight again. So this is midnight on Friday. Right here is London Open. Same requirements. Start looking for trades on London Open, which is, it's a candle following. So the market open on this specific candle. The next candle is when we start looking. So right here, we start looking right here. Right here's the first entry, right? I mean, the first valid K2 signal. So once you see that, you zoom out. Use the short positioning tool on that. Sorry, guys, I went too far back. So, okay, so we're right here. So use a short positioning tool right here. And then obviously hit full TP. So, I mean, just going over the past two trades, it looks like it works, man. So I don't know if you want to try it live or, you know, just connect with Marcus, because I know Marcus uses it. So he could probably give you more insight as to when to take the trade. Because the thing is, for me, I take the trade on the New York Stock Exchange open. I don't take it exactly when the U.S. market opens. So I'm not familiar when the European stock market opens. So unless you get that specific information, maybe it works better during those times. But let's just go over another one. Okay, so vertical line on London Open, which is right here. Same situation again. Start looking for trades on London Open. Identify the first valid K2 signal. Right here is the first signal, right? Sell signal. So we can enter on the open of that candle. Let's use the long tool again. Right there. And another win right there for 1,100 pips. So those are three back-to-back wins right there. It looks really good, actually. Man, I think I might start doing it too, because, you know, if I could double up my wins, why not? Okay, let's go back one more day, just one more day, and then we'll go over the trades for the 4-hour candle close. Let's see. Yo, Aaron, you there? Did you find anything?
I mean, I think we can enter the pound USD for a late entry. That's about it.
Pound USD?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take a look right now.
You've been watching that pair for a little over a week already. That's cool.
So, all right, cool. So here's another entry right here. London Open was right here. 30th. I'm trying to think if there was news on the 30th. Let me pull up the calendar real quick. So this is one thing that you also have to take into consideration when you're applying the strategy, because, you know, obviously you don't want to trade when there's news happening. So let's go to the 30th. Doesn't look like there was news at all. It looks like 5:30. Yeah, there was no news on the 30th, but just looking at the or actually there was news in the morning. So the next news was 5:30 a.m. CAD, which was high impact, which could definitely affect the German index, even though it's not German news. But let's just go look at it. So right here, you can see our first signal was way over here. It was literally on the time of the news. So this is 5:20. And then you can see right here, the news was at 5:30. So 10 minutes after is when the news effect happened. So this right here obviously would have been a loss if you took it. But if you factor in the news, you can see why price went the opposite direction, because news happened on the following candle. So it literally rejected as soon as the news hit. So if you take this trade right here, it would have been a loss because price was going down, obviously pretty strong, and then news happened right here, and then price just ended up shooting upwards very strongly. So that's just another consideration to take into play. I know I didn't put it in the requirements, but it's just common sense. You have to make sure that you look at the news and make sure that nothing is going on that will affect the market. Because now we understand why price went the opposite direction. It should have continued down, but the reason why it shot up was because there was high impact Canadian news. If it's a major currency, generally, it could affect any market really. And that's why I never recommend to trade during news. Usually when there's news, we just avoid the market completely because we don't want to get caught in a move like this. Let's just go over one more really quick. I have about 9 minutes until the candle closes, so I can just check it out one more time. Actually, let me check the news real quick to see if there's anything the previous day, Monday. Actually, so we're gonna skip that day too because on the 29th, there was a pound news right here where the Bank of Europe Governor Bailey spoke. So obviously that's going to affect the index as well. So obviously we wouldn't be looking for a trade on that day. So that's pretty much it for the DAX. I'll look over the UK 100 shortly, man. I'm just going to take a look at the charts for any Forex entries. So let's see. We're gonna Aaron's to just GU, right?
Yeah, I seen GU it's looking nice.
For a buy.
Yeah, for a late entry, yeah. Look, it's retesting that zone right now.
Yeah, I mean, it would be good if this candle closed. So if this candle right here closed above, because the thing is, it came down. Like we still have the buy momentum here, so it came down, and then if it closes above, that would be like a break and retest, because it broke, tested, and then obviously could shoot up. But we'll see. I'm gonna send a market up just in case, because I don't know if it closes bearish and it closes within the zone. Obviously, it's time to be a good entry. 87 pips. It's not bad. I think we got to keep putting the wide stop losses, Aaron, because
yeah, because right now the market is acting up, and also pound NZD. That one looks real nice too.
Oh yeah, it's kind of late though. It'd be good if we enter the last candle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. I was gonna call that too, but that was during the spread.
Oh yeah, true.
See, I marked up a couple other ones. We got. What about KD JPY for a late entry?
Well, for a sell?
Yeah, right here.
That could be pretty nice for a sell stop.
Yeah, let me look at the news real quick. I don't think there's anything coming up. So if we look at the yeah, nothing really. So we could probably take this. It's kind of tight though, huh? Or no, that's fine. Let me see. I'm gonna zoom
30
out.
pips?
Yeah, like 32 pips.
Yeah, I see it still dropping, but it could like kind of retrace a little bit. We'll see.
That's kind of far. Yeah, I don't want that. 128 pips. Nah. The swing is gonna be right here at 160, about 60 pips. What do you think about 60 pips? Cool.
It's pretty cool. It's big enough.
So 60 pips is gonna be. I mean, it cuts into the zone, but the thing is, we're gonna have TP1 around halfway, so I think it should be all right. Or do you think we should put the stop loss over here at the previous zone? That'd be better, huh?
I mean, it could, but it could also there is a strong chance that they could retest that previous high, that lower high.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, I mean, it could reject off that zone. I mean, it could reject off the zone, but it could also retest that previous high.
All right, fuck it. We'll do for 60 then. Yeah, looks cool.
So this market.
Got that mark. Let's see if there's anything here. Yes, I was open. I don't see anything for odd CAD, odd CHF. If you guys are still in this trade, I think I mentioned this when we first got on the call. If you guys are in this trade, I would recommend just exiting once it goes into profit. The thing is, I already exited this one, I think. Let me see. Yeah, So I exited this one already. We hit TP1 for this entry. I exited this one like 3 weeks ago, I think, once we were in profit over here. So if you guys are still in this trade, I would just exit once you make it into profit. Like I mentioned earlier, it's just ranging. It's going back and forth. So it's not really directional, and it's a dangerous thing to hold because whenever news happens, it can literally spike in any direction. I was looking at AN. I didn't see a break that zone yet. AU would have been good for us. Yeah, so I think yeah, Trippy was asking about AU. We'll go back to this Trippy later, but it does look like a good sell. A valid sell entry for this would have been right here, which we could have called, but it happened during the spread. That's why we didn't call it. So it's making its way down. So I'll go back over that and review it a little later after we get through this. So CAD JPY for sell. Our CFH, CHF, JPY, it looks fine. The thing with the other CJ is that they don't move in the same direction. So even though we were going to think about selling, CAD JPY, the thing is, CHF JPY, they don't move in the same direction since they're both. The problem with this pair is that they're both safe haven currencies. So when there's bad COVID news that's not affecting these two, they kind of go at it. That's why you can see price usually goes back and forth with this pair. I still think it's going to keep going up. Let's see. CT said a dollar may rise with more bad news. Careful on GU longs. Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was worried about too. The COVID news. Actually, let me pull up a CNBC. Let me see if there's because I know there was something that came up earlier. Let's see. Yeah, no, there was something here with they're talking about the pound. Trump vows pressure governors reopen schools in the fall. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, I don't see any pound news. I think I saw it earlier or yesterday. Whatever. Okay. No, this is old news. All right, whatever. I'll just keep CT said to look at Bloomberg. You think Bloomberg's a lot better than CNBC, CT? Because I'm trying to find a good news, something to follow news. I just watched CNBC because they have it on TV, so I literally just have it playing in the background in the morning when we're trading.
And Twitter's pretty good.
Yeah, but Twitter doesn't have like a live stream where they're just talking. Because the thing is, I can't read while we're trading and while I'm in the chat. So I kind of just like it playing in the background. Actually, this is pretty nice. Bloomberg. Probably keep this on top. This and the CNBC. I have Twitter alerts on my phone, but the thing is with Twitter alerts is they're like sometimes they'll post something, but it's not always accurate. Depending on like where you're following. Because the thing is that the people that post on Twitter, they just pull those articles from Bloomberg or CNBC. So they're getting it late too.
Okay.
I don't really see anything here regarding shit. 6 o'clock. Sorry guys. I got sidetracked. So let's let me call that. I mean, it won't matter because it's gonna be a sell stop anyway. So I'm just gonna hang on to this. I'm not gonna rush to call that one because I don't think it's it's not 100%. Your CAD, nothing there. Your CHF, nothing there. It's inside the zone, so it's pretty much just ranging. And what do you think about EG?
EG, ooh, that one looks pretty nice for sale. Let's see.
I normally don't like trading EG, but
Oh, damn slow.
yeah, it's fucking slow. But
You might be trading this one for like 2 weeks.
for real. 80 something pips. This is a pretty big move. I don't think we should take the full. We should probably just tighten it. Maybe 40 pips. What do you think about that? Or 40 pips?
That looks pretty safe.
Oh, so a lot of people are asking me how I draw my zones. Pretty much how I draw my zones is I just have the K2SR open like I do right here. And I draw my zones over the K2SRs because the K2SR pretty much, they tell you the zones where price is like likely to reject anyways. Because it plots it for you automatically. So this is what the chart looks like now. It looks ugly. But once you take off the SRs, it looks real nice because you can see the areas where price rejects. Price came up, rejection, 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 comes up, comes down, consolidates, comes down, rejection, rejection, and then, you know, right here, obviously, what we anticipate is that since it broke below it, I'm anticipating it to come down, testing the next zone, like it did right here. So if you guys have access to the K2 indicators, you know, this is probably one of the strongest tools that you guys can use to identify, you know, rejections in price. Because literally, if you have this, you know exactly where price is going to be you're rejecting from. So you can see right here, if I pull this all the way down here, you can see that it has data to cover all of these rejection points. Like this is pretty much your cheat code to avoid getting in shitty trades because you know exactly where price is going to be rejecting from. You can see right here, there's no rejection zones right here. So if I turn the SRs, there's no zones that are within this area. This is why me and Aaron think this is a good trade because there's nothing stopping it from price coming up here straight down here. You know, the problem with these right here is that once price shoots in a certain area, so you can see price shot up and there's all these zones right here. So the thing is price shot up right here. So if I pull this over here, you can see that right here. If you're in a buy, you're like, oh shit, you know, this might be a bad idea because the thing is it might reject off the zone. So I wouldn't have taken that buy. Right here, I would take the sell once it closed below here because you can see price came straight down. That's exactly what I see right here. So you can see right here, price has a sell momentum right here. Also right here, it's a sell momentum. Once price breaks past the zone right here, odds are price is going to come test this zone down here. Again, right here, we have a buy signal. It tests this zone right here, sell signal. Down here, buy, up here. You can literally make money just trading back and forth. And that's what we're doing right here. Romelio is asking, how do you get this on your trading view or my MT4? So you can sign up on our website, Romelio. So let me, I'll just post the link for the trial. If you guys haven't had access to K2 in the past, you have access to the trial. I'll post right there in the chat. So there you go, Romelio. If you want to take a look at that, it's only $50, which, you know, everyone thinks is too cheap. So we might be taking away that trial soon, because obviously if you took this trade right here and you just caught a few pips, that's like $100 right there. You cover your subscription already for the month. It pretty much pays itself off with one like half of one trade, not even half of one trade, like a quarter of one trade. So that's how you can get access to it. I'll just show you actually on the screen. So pretty much if you go to the K2 website, go to k2trades.com. This is the website. You know, you guys are familiar with it. You just scroll down. So yeah, you just scroll down, and then once you get to the bottom, you have the option for the trial right here. If you guys had the trial already, I don't recommend you just signing up again because the system has already it's already tracked your IP address. So the thing is, if you try to sign up again for a trial, it's going to ban you. And if it bans you, I mean, you're going to be stuck in that ban for about a month. So you're not going to get access to K2 for a month if you get banned. You know, I can't help you with that because your account's going to be locked in that system. So if you guys haven't tried the trial yet, the trial is available right here. If not, you know, this is the normal monthly subscription, $150 a month, which is still pretty cheap because the thing is, like I mentioned earlier, you can see the profits that people are making in K2 daily. People are making, you know, $100 a day. So this is who's this? This is Laura. He signed up yesterday and he made 227 bucks. You know, he covered his subscription in a day trading. This is his results for the day, all in the 7.
Damn.
I know. So I'm saying he signed up yesterday. Remember, he just joined.
He
And
made more than me.
exactly. So
Then
yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to pay for the whole year, this is what most people do too. Like, you know, people get pretty satisfied after the first month, so they just end up paying for the whole year. And if you pay for the whole year, you get even a bigger discount. So, you know, it's really up to you guys if you guys want to learn how to trade and do it yourself. Otherwise, you can always just copy my trades, and that works too. Yo, Aaron, I'm gonna call this EG trade real quick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll show you guys how a K2 signal is called. Real easy. Copy that. CT said I have a K2 signal in the middle. What time frame you on, CT? Let me see. I pulled yours up. You're on the 4-hour. Oh, because you don't have the zones plotted, right? I like to have the zones plotted on mine. Oh, he has a signal. Okay, gotcha. Not a signal level. So, see, I think you don't have the zones on, right? You have the body levels. So yeah, if you take the body levels off, which is body levels. Let's see. I'm just trying to see how strong that support is. So it tested once. I'm just trying to see if it breaks, if it normally breaks through that zone. You can see here, it's a weak level because you can see price shoots up, comes down, rejects off it, and then comes down again. Breaks above, tests it right here, comes straight down. Comes up, tests it again, straight down. So this is how you can confirm whether it's a strong level or not. You just go back to past data. You see if it breaks below. So right here, it broke below, but then it reversed up. So it's broken below 1, 2, 3, 4, around 4 or 5 times. And rejected it probably once or twice. So I think, personally, I think it's a safe bet to take because since it's broken it so many times, our TP1 is going to be around this area anyways. So if it reaches TP1, obviously, you want to move your stop loss to TP1. And then once it reaches that point, you can get out of TP1 and avoid any sort of reversal that could happen. So I'm just going to call it anyways. It looks good to me personally. But, like I said, it's really up to personal preference as to how you analyze the chart. But no, that was good. Thanks, ET, for mentioning that because I would have just taken it without even looking. But that looks cool. Send this out. So if you guys are in premium, you guys will have this trade to take. It's over here. Success now. Yeah, man, computer's like frozen.
I see you, Shawn.
What are you doing?
So I'm looking at your DMs.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Damn, it's like not even working.
What's wrong with?
So I'm trying to the template from. All right, fuck it. I'll just take this. Oh, my computer is lagging. All right. I can't wait for that new iMac Pro to come, bro, because computer is not it.
Are you doing payments or did you buy it in?
I just paid for it.
You said what?
I just paid for it in full.
Hmm.
There's no point in doing the payments because just they charge you interest if you do that.
Yeah, I see.
So yeah, there's like literally it's like if you could just get it all at once, might as well.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, man, it's so weird that well, I mean, it was like I mentioned to you earlier, it's because of the Turkish Fed. It's like this iMac Pro. It's hot right now, bro. So I feel this. All right, cool. There. So there goes the signal, guys. If you guys are in premium, that's good. Let me what's that? I'll just set the alerts real quick. So if you guys, a lot of people ask me how to set the alerts. It's really simple. You just I click on the chart. I'll right click, and then I'll set that alert. Running so slow, and I put in the price point right there, and then I put full TP. All right, I'm done with the alerts for. Okay, so that's pretty much how you set an alert. I'm gonna leave it as is because my trading view is just running too slow, so I don't want to waste time setting the alerts right now. I can set them later. Well, let me just look through the other pairs real quick. Like 13 minutes late from the candle close, but we'll see if we see anything else. I don't think there's anything. Aaron, did you see this GA?
Yeah. Oh shit. Actually, I didn't see that.
It doesn't matter. It was right at
It's too dangerous. Yeah, I probably did see that one.
about 20 pips. But the thing with GA is that it moves a lot faster than other pairs. So like I mentioned earlier, guys, when I draw my zones, I just draw them where the K2SRs are located. I like there to be at least like a 20 pip space between the zones. And if there's not a 20 pip space, I just connect them to one big zone like right here. Because the thing is, you want some cushion for price to move between the zones before there'll be a rejection. Because the thing is, even if price broke this zone right here, you can go to this zone and reject off this one, or reject off this one, or reject off this one. So that's why I like to keep some space in between, because if it broke above here, then we can see it shooting pretty far out. Someone mentioned GC earlier. Yeah, GC shot up like crazy, bro. Who mentioned that earlier? Oh, Mim mentioned it. Yeah, Mim. So GC, I don't know what happened to GC, but it does look. That's crazy. Luis is asking about the funded account. Here, let me get you the link, Luis. There you go, bro. Here's a link for FTMO. It's right there in the chat. Yeah, if you guys want to sign up to FTMO, where a lot of us are trading for the funded account, the link is in the Zoom chat. So if you guys want to go take a look, it's right there. CT said he's waiting for odd cat to break above with signal. Yeah, me too, CT. I've been looking at that all day actually. I'm waiting for that buy signal, and I'm ready to take that up. I was gonna take this trade right here actually. I don't know why we didn't take it. Oh, it's because market just opened. So this was on the 5th on Sunday. The market literally just opened, and I don't want to take that risk. But it looks like if we did take it, nice win right there. Let me keep going down. We got GC right here. I was just on GC. Nothing there. HF, nothing there. GJ. This is one that I wanted to call earlier. I should have called it, but, it happens, and I forget. But yeah, that would have been a good trade right there, too. Let's see what else we got here. It's a little too late, it's waiting profit, so I'm not going to call that. NZB. Aaron, did you look at GN?
GN, I didn't see that one. 1 second.
Never mind. It's a little close. So this would have been a good entry, but it happened at don't know what was happening. Something was happening during this time. Why we didn't take it?
Yeah, we just spoke about that one. You said it was spread.
Yeah, spread
Was-
that.
Yeah, not spread, but
You,
the little swap hour thing.
yeah, we missed you too. Well, I mean, we didn't really miss it, but it's kind of too far out, so I'll leave that alone. NZD CAD, nothing there. So it looks like there's not really much to take right now, guys. I'm looking at the NZD pairs. They're all moving kind of weird. I'm gonna sell there, but it's not good either. So I think that's about it for the 6 o'clock candle close. I did send an entry for EG, and it's in the premium. Sorry, guys, I was like looking at this. I was like wondering why I have this still set up. Oh, this was NU. So this is an NU that we had from the 11th. So we took this literally almost a month ago. It's still active. But the thing is, for this, we hit TP1, but it never hit full TP or stop loss. That's why I still have it active. So technically, it's still active, guys. So I don't know if anyone's still in this trade, but it did hit TP1. So most of us got out of this. It hit TP1 3 times, actually. So 1, 2, 3 times right here, and then we got out. So I'm not in that trade anymore. But it's technically still active. Let me just put a marker there. Yeah, it's still active if anyone's still in that trade. And that's about it. There's nothing for UCAD, UC, one more UJ. That's about it. Yeah, so there's nothing available right now. The only trade that we have is what we called for EG, and it's pretty much at entry. So if you guys still want to enter that trade, looks like it's pretty much still good to go. Let me see if MIM's still here. Yeah, MIM's still here. So I'll look over a UK 100 real quick. So that's about it for our trades at 6 p.m. Next set's going to come at 10 p.m., next 4-hour close. So in about 4 hours, I'll call the next signals, guys. So if you guys want to wait for that, that'll be coming pretty soon. All right, so we looked at the DAX. Now we're going to look at NAS. So pretty much what Mim was asking was if the daily US 30 strategy that I use works on the DAX, which is the German index. It's pretty much the same thing, just top German, the top 30 German stocks. Sorry, not NAS. So NAS is the US counterpart. It's the NASDAQ 100, but Mim wants me to look at the UK 100, which is pretty much the equivalent of the NASDAQ, I think. Here, let me, I'm gonna put them side by side. I've never looked at this one before, so I wouldn't even know. We got the UK one right here, and then we have the NASDAQ right here. I don't know if these move the same. Yeah, they don't look like they move the same at all. So I wouldn't link these together. I wouldn't link these compared to, you know how the DAX and the US 30 move? Because these are totally different. So let's just look at the UK. I'm not going to match those. But yeah, let's go to midnight. So London open right here at midnight. Read everything on the chart. All right, so midnight, my time. Right here, this is when the London open happened. And then let me see if I have the requirements here. So the requirements, and guys, this is just a demonstrational. I don't recommend you guys use this unless you actually backtest it yourself. I'm just trying to look at it to see if it works. All right, so we start looking for trades on London Open. Next, we identify the first valid K2 signal. As you can see right here, this is the open. This is the first signal, but it's not a valid signal. And it's not valid because it's a buy signal with a red bearish candle. In order for it to be valid, it's going to have to be green and green. So it'll have to be a buy signal with a green bullish candle, like right here. But this wouldn't be valid either because it's in a downtrend. I mean, technically it's a valid signal, but I wouldn't have taken that trade because it's going against the trend. And this is the actual first valid signal. So right here we have a sell signal. and it's with a red bearish candle. So this would be the first valid signal. First requirement, we start looking for trades on London Open. London Open right here. Next, identify the first valid K2 signal, which is right here. So pretty much those two requirements are met. We can enter on the open of the following candle. Enter short position right there. And obviously, you know, as you can see, TP hit. So looks good for the UK 100. Look at the day before. I think there was an issue the day before. That's what we were discussing earlier. That was when the Australian president or prime minister, whatever he is, you know, he announced that Australia was under lockdown. So, hey, Aaron, can you turn off your notifications? Bro? It keeps
Sorry about that, Shawn.
it just it keeps. I think that's what's slowing down my computer.
Stop. Hold on.
All right, again, right here. Yeah, so we're gonna skip yesterday's because this is when the Australian prime minister or president announced the lockdown. That's what caused this bullish movement right here, and then it corrected back downwards. So we're gonna ignore that one. We'll go to the day before that. So that was Monday, and then this is gonna be Friday right here. So let's go back to Friday. So Friday midnight is gonna be right over here. So right there was London Open at midnight. So first requirement is start for looking for trades on London Open. I don't know if it would be better to look during London Open or to look when, I guess, the London stock market opens. I don't know if it's the same time, so you might have to do some research to figure out, you know, when that exact time is. But I'm just looking at London Open because I don't know what the exact time is. But yeah, pretty much right here, London Open happened, and then the first signal is right here, literally the following candle. So the first two requirements are met. You know, same requirement again, enter on the open of the falling candle. Right here, you can take a short position, and then obviously you can see straight winner. So that looks good. So it does look good, ma'am. I don't know if you want to try this tonight. It looks like it would work out perfectly. There's no news, so you could go ahead and give that a try. But yeah, it does look. It looks very lucrative, so I might even try it myself. I think there was news on this day. This was the second. Let me check the. Okay, let's see. So on the second right here, sorry guys, let me fix this real quick. So last week on the second, there was news, I believe, right? I mean, there was news, but it was like it was at 5:30. So I don't know if I would have taken that trade because there was, oh yeah, this was NFP. So on the second, we actually wouldn't have traded that day because obviously the market goes crazy on NFP. And that's why this happened right here. Because I was trying to figure out why would this reverse. So right here we have the open happened right here, but you can see on London Open, price shot down like pretty heavy, and then it ended up reversing super hard. And you know, this usually happens for NFP. If you guys are familiar with how the market moves, generally during NFP, there's just unusual movement. So like generally, I don't like to trade like 10 hours before NFP. So probably like on like the day before NFP, I'll trade until 10 hours before. And then after that, I'll just close all my trades because, you know, something crazy like this could happen. So we could avoid that trade. It looks like there was news the day before too. So on the first, there was GBP news. MPC member Haskell spoke. Maybe on the 30th, we would have taken a trade. But actually, I don't know if we would take that either because the thing with the 30th is that there was Canadian news in the morning. So it might be hard for us to test this because there was a lot of news last week. And I think that's why we only took like 1 or 2 US 30 trades as well. But I mean, we could take a look, see if there's anything there. Let's see. So right here was the market open. This was on July 1st. So on July 1st, okay, July 1st. Okay, so July 1st was right here. Start looking for trades on the open of London Open right here at midnight. The next requirement was identify the first valid K2 signal. Right here we have a valid sell. And then obviously you can enter on the open of the following candle. So if I zoomed out, I'm just gonna place it right there. So I'm not sure how, you know, the pips work for UK. So I don't know if 200 pips is too tight. It seems like it would have been because I would have placed it at the previous swing, which would probably be up here. So I move it up here, and it'd be really close. So I don't know, man, if you're familiar with how the pips work for UK 100. I'm not sure if this is too tight or not, or you know if it should be like around 300. But I mean, depending on how you would apply it. So let me just I'll just use the same thing I did earlier. So I'll reset it, and then I'll go to that point, and then I'll set the thing, because this will give you a better idea as to how much space should be put for the stop loss. So let me put this again right there. So, you know, according to TradingView, the automatic plot says 366 pips. So I'm not sure if that's, you know, the good spacage for a trade like this on UK 100. The problem with this is I don't trade this pair, so I'm not sure what's a good cushion for the stop loss. But yeah, just looking at it, it looks like it hit TP here, depending on where you put your stop loss. But yeah, you know, it just goes to show that it works on this pair too. Let me see if Trippy's here still. Looks like Trippy left. Yeah, because Trippy was asking about odd USD. Who's saying that he was in a sell. So let me just pull that up real quick. He might look at this later. So odd USD. So Trippy, if you're watching this later, you said you're in a sell. So it does have a sell bias right here. You can see price came up, it rejected off this area over here, came down, retested this zone, and then it came back down right here. So I do think it has a sell bias because we do have a sell momentum candle right here. So since price gave a sell momentum, it retraced back up here, then closed below the zone. This gives you confirmation that price is likely to move from this closure to this next zone right here. So once it reaches this next zone right here, it could either reject off it and retest the upper zone, or it could break below and test the next zone farther down. So I think this is a good trade if you're still in it. Otherwise, I mean, I would be in a sell, obviously. I wouldn't be in a buy because we have the sell momentum. You can see right here, if you're applying the K2 zone trading strategy, you can see how easy it is to spot these trades. You can see right here, we had a buy signal. And then once it broke this zone right here, you would have taken a buy. You could have rode this up. Similar with right here, you have price come down, have a sell signal, retrace up, close below the zone, and then I'm anticipating it to come back down even further. You know, that's pretty much how the market generally moves. You can see right here, price moves in zones. It comes up, breaks the zone, tests the next zone, rejection comes down, rejection comes up, consolidates, pushes up, rejects off the zone, comes back. It pretty much just tests zones throughout the day. That's pretty much just how the market moves. And that's how you can make a prediction whether, you know, price is going to come up or come down from this area right here. But yeah, that's odd USD. Let's see if there's any other questions. Anonymous attendee said you mentioned previously that you were working on bigger things, i.e. FTMO and copy trades. Any more info on that? I'm going to be starting a 50K challenge tomorrow. I do have that. We're still in the testing process right now. We have about, I think, 10 people in the test group. You know, I'm probably going to test it for a couple more months, maybe this month, possibly the next month. But it's probably not going to be ready for the public for like another couple months. You know, it's all in-house, so we have specific people in-house running it. So, you know, we're doing a lot of testing to make sure there's no issues before we actually release it to you guys. But you know, once more spots open up, I'll let you guys know. because I know a lot of you guys want me to pass your FTMO for you. But honestly, it's not that hard. Just copy my daily US 30 trades, and you can literally pass it yourself. It's really not that hard. Yeah, let me keep going down. Let's see, Reggie said, Reggie's not in here right now, but I'm just going to respond to his question. So Reggie said, do you draw support resistance lines, or can you just see the support resistance with a naked? I mean, I could personally, you know, that's how I developed this indicator, because I was able to spot where rejections happen. Like all these K2 indicators, I developed them myself. Like they're all K2 indicators. So if I take everything off, you know, it's not really that hard for you to identify it, because, I mean, it's not hard for me, but it's probably hard for you because, you know, if you're a brand new trader, it's gonna be harder for you to spot. So I'm just gonna have this right. Let me just, I'll put this back on. Let's see, actually. Let me, I'm gonna move to a clean chart so you can see. Let's go here. All right, so if we go to OddCAD, so here we are on OddCAD 4 hour. You literally could spot it yourself if you know what you're doing. So obviously you can see the wicks here. You know, I have videos in the course explaining how you can identify support resistance, but you know, if you want to do it naked chart, literally, you could just draw them for where the wicks are. You can see where price rejects from. That'd be a zone, support resistance. Down here, same thing. You see price tested this area right here. You know, another support right there. But the thing is, you're making it more difficult on yourself because you're guessing where support resistance is. The thing with the indicators that I created, the K2SR indicator, instead of drawing random zones like that, you can just turn on the K2SR indicator and it tells you exactly where the strong rejections are. So, you know, this takes out the guesswork and takes out the mistakes because it's computer generated. You know, the computer data plots these zones for you. So instead of drawing your random zones, you can just draw zones over the K2SR, and then you can see exactly where price rejects from. So you can see that right there. That's with the K2SR on. You can take it off, and you see perfect areas where price rejects from. You know, this makes things a whole lot easier because if I go back and leave my previous drawings, you can see it's kind of similar, but it's not as strong as the K2SR lines right here. This actually locked in this whole zone right here instead of just taking, you know, this lower part. And this just makes things a whole lot easier. And this is why I always recommend to, you know, draw according to the K2SR, because obviously the SR is going to be like 100 times more accurate than a normal person looking at the charts. Yeah, okay, so let me look real quick. So that's it for Reggie's question. Romanio's asking if I can look at EA. So let me look at EA real quick. So EA right now, I know we were in this trade earlier. It looks like it's pretty much stuck in this zone. So let me just turn on the SR to see if there's any extra zones around this area. So you can see this area right here. There's a ton of zones right here. So there's a lot of areas for price to reject. You can see price came up, rejected off this zone, came down, came up here, and then rejected off these zones right here. So there's a ton of resistance up here. So I see it as a sell bias. So what I'm anticipating right here, let me just turn off the SR so it's not all messy. So what I'm anticipating happening right here is once we get a sell signal, like we did right here, I'm anticipating it to close somewhere below here. And then if it does close below here, I'm anticipating it to shoot farther. So once price gives us a sell signal in this area, I'm anticipating it to come down here, break through this support, and continue farther down. See, the problem with this pair is that there was COVID news for Australia yesterday where they pretty much went into lockdown. So the problem with that is that, you know, pretty much all the Australian pairs are somewhat manipulated right now, because the thing is, when they closed out the when they went into lockdown, the problem with that is that when they went into lockdown, the value of the Australian dollar went down, obviously, because the economy is going to shit if they shut down. So that's why this random spike up right here happened. So pretty much what happened here was, you know, price came down, and then right here around London Open, price shot up because the Australian Prime Minister or President said that they were going to lockdown. So as price shot up right here, price corrected back down. This is where it was originally moving. So if it moves how it's supposed to move, it's going to continue down. But the problem is, now that Australia is in lockdown, they can announce, you know, whatever random news or, you know, an update as to their lockdown, as to how long their lockdown is going to last. If their lockdown is going to last for weeks, you know, months, if they, however long that they decide to lock down, that's going to affect their economy. So if their economy is shit, the Australian dollar is going to be shit. And if that happens, price is going to go upwards. But, you know, just following COVID throughout this whole time, there's a, you know, price doesn't always respect fundamentals. So that might happen, you know, that's more likely to happen, but who knows, like if the banks and institutions don't want that to happen, they're going to push it the opposite direction. So, you know, I'd be careful with Euro odd right now, but I do see it as a sell bias. Even though we have a buy signal right here, I personally still see it as a sell bias, because as you can see right here, if you zoom out, it's in a strong downtrend. It's just in consolidation right now. So if you give it some more time, it'll probably, you know, keep on continuing down. You can see it's been in a downtrend since March 18. Literally been going down, and then it's just been stuck in this consolidation since then. So I would give it some more time. I would wait for it to break outside these zones before making a determination whether, you know, it's going to continue up or down. It looks like it's going to break below the zone. So if it breaks below the zone and then gets a sell signal like it did right here, oh, this is exactly, look, it lines up with it. So right here, same situation. Price came down, broke below the zone, like what we're waiting for right here. It got a sell signal, and then it went straight down to this next zone down here. That's exactly what I drew. So we can definitely see that happening again. But we're just gonna have to give it some more time. So let's see, next question. Kem said, I'm holding a full TP. Fuck TP1 today got me like, yeah, so I was talking to Kem about this yesterday too, I think. I know Kem likes to hold a full TP, which is it's good if you don't mind the risk. But, you know, me personally, I just take it at TP1. You know, just looking at US 30 right here, you know, it's been hitting full TP like every time. So I can see why Kem wants to hold it to full TP. But you know, like I mentioned before, it's all personal preference. If you want to go for full TP, go ahead, because it looks fine. You know, we've been hitting full TP pretty much every trade. But me personally, I just, you know, with COVID happening, literally any COVID news that releases could spike the market. Like last night, like right here, spike the market. It's hard for you to really predict, you know, the direction of price when COVID news comes out, because even though it's bad COVID news, the US 30 will shoot up. It doesn't follow fundamentals. So yeah, it's all going to be personal preference. Let's see, Ken is asking, so Shawn, I'm starting the 100K next week. Do you recommend 10 lot size? Yeah, Ken, so if you're trading the 100K, I recommend 10 to 12 lot sizes. Those are the 2 lot sizes that I personally use on my 100K account. So that's what I recommend as well. You know, that'll allow that you're risking about 1 to 2% per trade, and that gives you good cushion for you to, you know, grow the account and without putting on too much risk where you're going to blow your account in like one trade. I know initially I used to trade with max risk, which was cool at first because I was able to pass FTMO like in a day or two. But the thing is, there was a ton of risk involved with those trades. You know, I don't want to say I got lucky, but you know, the US 30 trades blessed us literally every time, and we hit full TP both times, and I was able to pass FTMO in like 2 days. So, yeah, for you and for everyone else, I recommend they do a FTMO with a 10 or 12 lot size. Anonymous attendees asking, was there US 30 sell signal? It's dropping. There hasn't been one yet, but let's see. So I got these on right here. Let's turn on the pivots. It's actually reversing right now, so it might turn into a buy actually, but who knows? You know, I would follow the requirements to confirm that it's actually confirmed that it's been a reversal. So pretty much what I'd be waiting for is I'm waiting for price to shoot up from here, and I'm waiting for price to come back down, test the K2 pivots, and then shoot back up with the buy signal. If we get that, then I 100% see it coming back up, because, you know, obviously US 30 is going to have to recover at some point. It's not going to go to shit because nothing has really happened to cause it to go down. It does happen, like it goes down, but if you look at it from the bigger time frame, like 4 hour, you know, US 30 is going to recover regardless, unless something super drastic happens. Like I don't know what could even happen to cause US 30 to dump. The only time it dumped was like in March, and this is because COVID was scaring the shit out of people. Like literally from February to March, you could sell US 30 and not even do anything, and you make money. It literally was a free fall. And then since March 23rd, it wasn't even dropping for that long. It dropped for like about a month, less than a month, and then it recovered. And then it went sideways, and then it recovered. And then it dropped again right here, June. I don't know what happened in June, but it dropped again for like a couple days. And then it dropped, it like slowly dropped. It didn't have a dramatic drop like it did previously, but then it slowly dropped, and then now it's back into recovery mode. So, you know, looking on the 10-minute, if this happens right here where price came up, comes down, rejects off the K2 pivots, and then shoots back up, then yeah, I could see it continuing upwards. But until then, it might come back down. So like this could happen right here, like it happened yesterday. So price is right here, price came up like it did right there. So see price shot up like it did right here, price shot up right here, same pattern. And then it came back down pretty hard. So what could happen here is if it doesn't come down and reject, so right here, come straight back down. Same exact thing. The thing with right here is it came up, came down, tested the K2 pivot, but we didn't get a buy signal to shoot back up. So that's confirmation that we were waiting for. Right here, price is doing the same thing. So it comes up, if it comes down, rejects off the K2 pivot. If we get a buy signal, then, you know, I'm going to anticipate a buy. But if I see it come down, like it did right here, so you can see right here, price came up, and then it came down, and then it retraced right here, and then we got a sell signal right here. This is the signal we took this morning actually. So we got that sell signal. If we get that again right here, then I'm anticipating it to come down. So, you know, price comes up, price rejects off this point, we get a sell signal, and then it can come back down. It's really up in the air. You have to wait for some sort of confirmation to confirm the movement, because it can literally go either way at this point. Let's see. CT said try using 89 as your red line and turn on V2. I think we might be looking at the different charts, CT. Oh, on the pivot. Try using 89 as red line. Is that a better level? I'm just curious. Yeah, is that a better level for level 4 CT? I don't know if I should leave it. Oh, actually, that's a pretty good level because it gives you a stronger, yeah, pushes it out a little further. That's kind of what I was thinking too. I was thinking about making it a little farther, especially just for the last one because it lines up with the V2. Okay, perfect. So I might use that. I might even update the indicator. I'm going to use that because, you know, that red line is going to be the last line of defense. So obviously that's going to be probably the best thing we can use here. Like even right here, you can see price came up, came down, came up, got the sell signal right here, nice rejection. I forgot what the original one was. Let me just go back. 89, okay. Oh, that still lines up pretty good. But yeah, 89 looks a lot smoother than the 55. So let me just put that back. So yeah, CT kind of pushed out the last pivot a little farther to make it a little stronger. And the rejection off this point, real nice. Wow, that's a really nice rejection right there. So it does look like a very good sell, actually, just looking at this right here. Because it didn't break above it. See, when it breaks above it like this is where it gets iffy. If it breaks above it, comes down, rejects off here, then we get a buy, then I would take a buy entry. But right here, price came up. Well, price came down, strong downtrend right here. Comes up for a retracement rejection. Rejected off the level 4. We get a sell signal right here. This thing could dump even further. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to dump this far, but you know, taking a nice scalp right here for like what, 500,000 pips. Yeah, 1,000 pips right there. It's not bad. Let's see. Yeah, CT said it lines up with the V2. He doesn't use body levels, so let me change that. Oh, actually, oh, so if I turn on body levels, yeah, it rejects off right off it. So that gives a double confirmation. Yeah, this gives a double confirmation right here because it rejected off the SR. Yeah, CT said confluence. Yeah, pretty much it rejected off the K2 SR and it rejected off the pivot. So that's a really strong indication that price is going to come down. Now, all you need is a K2 sell signal for it to give that perfect, basically the perfect confirmation. You can see right here, that happened right here too. So price came up, rejected off the SR, and rejected off the level 4. And then once we got a sell signal right here, that thing dumped like crazy. That's pretty much what I see happening over here as well. David said, I also have some trend lines that match up as well. So yeah, you know, if CT's analysis, my analysis, and David's analysis line up, then looks like we're taking a sell for this, guys. This looks really good, actually. Yeah, CT said, get those 3 things going, and it's on. Yeah, 100%. It looks really good. So like right here, Aaron said, what about my analysis? Where's your analysis, Aaron? Let me see it. So this actually looks good right here. So the rejection off the K2 pivots and rejection off the SR, that gives like definite confirmation that's, you know, it's going to shoot down. See right here, this wasn't a strong sell because, well, I mean, also because it was during the spread, so we wouldn't have taken it anyways. But there was a rejection off the pivot, but no rejection off the SR like it did right here. Let's see. I'm trying to see if anything else lines up here. Yeah, CT said, look at the left wick.
Hey, Shawn, look at XRP, bro. It just shot up.
Oh, man, I'm not looking at that garbage.
Don't start.
Man, Aaron over here likes this crypto crap. I don't trade crypto. Damn.
There we go.
There's no way you could have predicted this shoot up would have happened, bro. This is why I don't trade crypto. Look at this. If you zoom out, just go to the daily or something. Or not even the daily, go to the 4 hour. This is why I don't trade crypto. Crypto could literally go.
You might need the other K2 SR, the first one. That might be a little better.
What are you saying?
The first K2 SR.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, it may be a little better.
This is what I don't like about cryptos. Like literally, it could be going anywhere, and it'll just have these random spikes in price. It's not something that I can trade because there's no real data to go off it. Like you can see right here, it goes sideways for like how many days?
Bro, it's moving fast. I'm up 27% on my other one, Dogecoin.
Yeah.
That one's been moving.
I mean, the only way to really that I would trade cryptos is I would buy and hold. I wouldn't. But no, man. Aaron told me to freaking buy crypto. Let me go back over here.
Oh, shit, here you go, bringing up old stuff again.
Told me to buy crypto. It was last year, bro. It was like right here in the summer, I think. Oh, it was like around October. So right here, Aaron was like, "Oh yeah, buy crypto," and I was like, "All right, for sure." And I was like, "Damn, this is tight, Aaron. It's coming up. It's coming up." And then he was like, don't look at crypto. And I looked at it, that fucking thing went all the way down here. I was so mad. I was like, bro, why'd you tell me to buy this thing? So I waited for it to come up. And then I sold it right here in February. Somewhere around here. I just broke even basically. And thank God I sold it because look what happened here. The thing came dropping so hard.
Hey, do they have Dogecoin on TradingView?
What's the symbol? You know? No?
So I have no idea. But you could try to spell it out. DOGE. Oh shit, they ain't got it. Oh yeah, they do. Oh, there we go. Yes. Hey, but it's been consolidating for I don't know how long, bro. But it finally shot up a little bit.
These aren't even candles, bro. This is like,
Bro, it's been consolidating for that long.
wow, this is crazy. Literally just going sideways for.
We're just still shooting up. Hey, put like $50 in there, bro. I promise you. Within like 2 or 3 months, bro, it's gonna double or triple.
Bro, this coin is a joke. Like it was made as a joke. People are actually buying it. It's crazy.
If it hits $1, I'm gonna be at like. If it hits $1, I'm gonna be at like 10,000.
Bro, are you crazy? You think it's gonna be $1? It's not even at a penny. Look at this. It's 0.00000000029. You know how far it's gotta push until it meets $1?
Hey, YOLO.
It's on monthly. Yeah, bro. Look, it's not gonna. It hasn't. Look how far it's gonna have to move, bro. This is on the monthly chart.
Bro, I just made $3 right now.
Bro, it's not gonna hit $1 until you're like 100 years old, bro. Look at this. You can't even bring it up to $1.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and TT should short this. I bet you'll go to a 0 faster than it'll go to $1.
Shit, bro. Enrique, don't start. Oh my god, I thought I muted this thing. Come on.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I can't trade cryptos, man. I might as well burn my money, bro. I might as well just throw it away. But yeah, bro, good luck with this one. Let's see. All right, guys. Sorry, let me get back to the questions real quick. So Aleli Cruz is asking, you offer Signal or do you have a community where you teach K2 strategy? Yeah, Aleli. So let's see, Aleli, if you can go to the, I'll just put on the screen actually. So if you go to our website, I'm like wondering how Lily found this because usually this link was only posted in the or he might be on YouTube. So Lily, if you go to our website, k2trades.com, you just have to, actually, let me open up. I'm gonna open a new window so that it'll look like brand new. All right, so if you go to the website, k2trades.com, this is what the website would look like. And then you can join our free community right here. So you just go on the website, you click unlock your free access to K2 now. It'll open up to the another K2 website. And then you can enroll in the K2 Trading Academy for free. So pretty much when you enroll in it, you just put in your information and then you can sign up for the free K2 intro course. So when you sign up to the free K2 intro course, it's gonna look like this. Let's see if I can find it. Courses. Yeah, so once you sign up to it, it is going to look like this right here. So once you sign up to the free course, this is what the course looks like, the K2 Trading Academy intro. And then you click here to where it says K2 Trades Telegram groups, and then you can join the community here. So we have the free alerts group right here, the free trading chat, price action, indices, stocks, pretty much everything. And then there's all of our links right there. So that's how you join the community. And then yes, if you join the free trade alerts group, that's where you'll get free trade alerts. And then once you're ready, you can join the premium. It's really up to you if you want to join or not. There's no pressure. But once you do join, you'll have access to the Telegram group. So this is going to be like a free Telegram group right here, where you can chat with other traders, or if you want to copy our alerts, it'll be right here in the alerts Telegram. But yeah, pretty much that. Just go to our website, k2trades.com, and then you can sign up. Let's see. Keep going down the questions. So Romanio asks if we're still in the trade. Let me go to the window real quick. Actually, let me just close this. So right now we have we're not in well, actually, I think, Aaron, are we still in EA? Aaron Slayer? Yo, Aaron Slayer? I can't remember. I can't remember if EA hit stop loss or not. Does anyone else here remember if EA hit stop loss? Because the thing is, I still have my alert right here where it says EA stop loss hit, but it hasn't triggered. So the thing is, I don't know if it hit stop loss yet. I know I didn't enter this one, so I'm not in this trade. This happened when I was asleep. But technically, it looks like we might still be in this trade. Romano, I'm not 100% sure, but my alert is still here. So generally, if it hits stop loss, this would have been triggered, or TPs would be triggered. But I still have these on the chart, so this kind of indicates that we're still in the trade. I'm not sure if anyone's in it, or because I'm not in it, so I can't really give you a 100% answer. But but technically, it looks like we're still in it. Let's see. Another question. B. Shaw is asking, is US 30 looking like a strong buy? No, I think it looks like a sell actually. So, from our analysis, me, CT, David, and Aaron kinda, we looked at it and it looks like it's actually a sell. Yeah, actually, look, you can see right there. Is that a sell signal? Let's see. It looks like the sell signal is coming though. So we had a rejection off the K2 pivot right here. This should be a perfect entry for the K2 pivot scalp strategy. So if you have access to the indicators and you understand how to apply the scalp strategy, this is actually a good entry right here. So price, we confirmed the downtrend. We identified the retracement and rejection right here off this point, level 4. And then once we get a sell signal, oh, there we go, sell signal. I don't know if CT's going to take this. Let's see. We have about a minute left in this candle. I'm thinking about taking it, but I don't know. We'll see. No, I'm probably not going to take it. Personally, I don't like taking trades when I'm on live because it just, I only like taking trades when I have, my full attention. CT said I already did a supply hit. Oh, lucky guy. Look at that. Dang, it's dropping. So let's see. Yeah, so it looks like he locked in nearly 500 bips already. The supply wick, or I mean the supply zone. It's looking good. Yeah, let me see what my spreads are like. So I don't want to take this if my spread's wide. It's just not worth it because like a Hugo's wick spread's freaking whack. Let's see, spread's 377. It's not really worth my. Let's see, where's the next zone at? Yeah, for my Hugo's account, it's just not worth it because this is a 482 pip move. I got to give away more than half of that for my spread, so it's just not a. Personally, it's just not feasible for my Hugo's account. I should probably take it on my FTMO, but the problem with my FTMO is that it's linked to all these other accounts. So if I take it on my FTMO, it's going to take it on my Hugo's as well. Oh, man, look at that. Look at that. All right, stop loss right there. Profit target rounded to about 1,000. I'm just going to post this in the group. I'm not taking it. It's not going to be an official call. But it does look like a good trade. Oops, yeah, keep that on there. Set up the wrong end. That. I'll just share this for you guys for whoever wants to copy this trade. If you guys aren't in premium, or actually, I'll share it for you guys in the free group too. It's not an official call, so I'll just share it to everybody. All right, right, guys. So let me post this up right here. Two pivots, sell entry. I'm just gonna put that it's not an official call because I know people will complain if I don't. It dropped a lot, guys. So if you guys are in that trade, let's see. One more group. Let's see what this is. All right, cool. So I posted that up. It's in the free group too. So if you guys aren't in premium, you guys have access to it. You know, obviously you're gonna have better options in the premium, but yeah, I just share that with everyone else. So let's see if there's any other questions. Gion said, I know you said you ain't trading again, but Aussie 200. So let me pull up the Aussie 200. Let's see. Still got on my chart. It looks the same, Gion, actually. So the Aussie looks like it's moving in the same direction as US 30. So right here, I mean, it doesn't provide for a K2 pivot entry. I mean, if it did, this would have been a really nice entry. So if it came up, came down, came up, and then rejected off right here, if we had a sell signal, it'd be good. But the problem with that, all right, CT, see you later. CT said time for pho, gotta roll. Catch you later, CT. Yeah, if we see like right here, so if price shot up, we had the upwards trend, came down for a retracement and rejected off this point, the K2 pivot, and we had a buy signal, then yeah, it'd be a great entry. But right here, we just don't have that entry. There's no catalyst to enter this trade. So the thing with this trade is that it's just too risky. So I wouldn't take it because there's no valid entry for you to act on. But it does look like it's coming down, similar to US 30. They're both coming down nice. There's a rejection off that. But let's see. Yeah, the Aussie 200 looks like it's coming down as well. Well, this is also because of the closure of Australia. The lockdown happened, so obviously it's gonna crash because. So you could probably literally just sell this. So they announced the closure yesterday right here. At this point, so it dropped, corrected a little bit, and then it dropped even further. I don't see it recovering anytime soon because they just closed Australia for lockdown. So it definitely be a sell buy. So I wouldn't take any buys right now. Dion said, I was waiting for a signal, but it seems that the pip count is far smaller. It's also bouncing around a lot. The closure is why I was thinking of the sell. Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason I would identify this sell-off right here. I mean, the Australian dollar hasn't been doing well since July 1st. Looks like so it was bullish from June 28th until July 2nd. In July 2nd, it came crashing down, corrected a little bit, crashed down some more. And it's just been in a strong downtrend since July 2nd. So since last week, it's been just coming down. And then, the closure didn't help it as well. So it's just coming down even further. But like I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't answer this just because I don't have there's no real catalyst for me to enter this trade. If there was some sort of entry, like I mentioned over here, or even right here. So right here, price came down, retraced right here, and then rejected off this point, gave a sell signal, and it came straight down. So this gave confirmation for a K2 pivot entry. We just don't have that right here for Australian 200 at this specific time. So personally, I wouldn't take it. Let's see. One more question from John. John Harris. John's asking, check US 30, K2SR1, and V2. Can you apply this method still? Let's see. Hey, John, I'm trying to figure out which method are you talking about? Let's see, John in here still? Yeah, John's in there. Hey, John, because you mentioned K2SRV1. I'm trying to figure out which strategy you were talking about, because I don't think we have an SR strategy, do we? We have the zone strategy, but not the SR1. I don't think we've ever used this for strategy before. This was just used for extra confirmation. So John said, check US 30-minute K2 SRV1. Could you still apply this method? This indicator still works to show you the overall support resistance. But if you want to see the moves in between, like where the zones are, that's why we use the V2. Because you can see right here, it gives you more options. And it does line up. So you can see the SRV1 lines up with SRV2 right here. So you really don't need the V1 anymore, because the V2 gives you a bigger picture as to how it's going to move. But it's still valid. Yeah, even the SRV2. I mean both of the support resistance indicators were just confirmation. They were never their own standalone indicator. I'm not sure if you got confused with like one of the videos, or if there's something else that you saw. Aside from the zone trading strategy. So the zone trading strategy, that's where you use the V2, but the V1 has never been used for its own standalone strategy. So the V1 is it's just telling you where the support resistance is. So if we, say if we were played it somewhere, let me just take this off the chart. So if we were played it anywhere like over here, this is just used to determine where the rejection is. So you can see prices right there, and then you can see price reject off the SRs. So the thing is, so if we were entering, this is just really basic. So if we were entering a sell, so say we're entering a sell like right over here, we would use the SR to determine where price was going to reject from. So you can see price came down, and then it rejected off the SR, and then it created a new level down here. So you can see right there, as price pushes the SR further, it just keeps moving to new levels. So if I keep pushing this down, you can see the SR gets pushed down a little bit. It rejects off that point, rejects off it, pushes it down further. So it's not really used for a strategy. It's only used for extra confirmation. Like you're using it to see where price is going to reject from. Like obviously, if price is right next to an SR, you obviously don't want to trade there, because the thing is price will just reject right off it. So let me see if I could, so like right here. So if price was to come up right here, and we got a buy signal. So let me see if I can get a buy. Okay, so we got a buy right here, right? I'm anticipating that price is probably going to reject off the support right here, or this little SR level, or it could break above like it did right there. It's just used for confirmation. The thing is, it's not really used to tell you to enter or exit a trade. I'm just trying to figure out like what are the. Let me just pull up the course. Maybe it was on the course or something. Let's see. Course is right here. Sorry, let me get this over here. All right, so on the course we have K2SR. Yeah, we don't have a strategy for the SRV1. I'm not sure if you probably saw it somewhere else, or because we have a video how to use it. Using it when enter a trade. But this is used with the original strategy. So pretty much the way that we would use this is if we were applying the original strategy. So if we had this right here, see like this right here, this is how it would be used with the strategy. So if we're using the original K2 strategy, we have to line up a buy with a green trend meter. Obviously, this would be a valid entry for a buy. But since the K2 SR is right here, we wouldn't take this trade because the problem with that is if price comes to this area, I'm anticipating a rejection off it, right? So as you can see, as price moves sideways, that's exactly what happened. It rejected right off it. So that's why we wouldn't have taken this trade. The thing is right here, we would have taken this trade because it's pretty far from the SR. So the thing is, it gives us enough space right here to take this trade and lock in about 600 pips. Because if this was to happen, we can just move our stop loss as price reaches the SR. So if we were to rewind this right here, you know, just like we mentioned before, the SR is going to be right over here. And pretty much if we were going to enter this trade, let's put that right there. As price got close to the SR, like it did, you know, like right there, we would move our stop loss to the SR or the break even. And it's just used for extra confirmation. But there's no specific strategy or method that you know, is used for the SR. The SR is just used to determine where price is likely to reject from. But yeah, I think that's it. That's all the questions that we have today. I don't know if you guys have any other questions. Feel free to put them in the Q&A. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna get off soon. We've been on this for about 2.5 hours, so I might be getting off in a little bit. But if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A, and then you know I can answer whatever you guys have right now. Otherwise, I'll be available in the chat. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask in the chat, and you know we can discuss further. Otherwise, I think that's about it for today. So yeah, that was a good live trading room and you know, training webinar, guys. Just a reminder, you know, I have this every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you guys want to hop back in on Thursday, you know, we can go over some more pairs or any other strategies you guys want me to cover. Otherwise, you know, this is going to be up on YouTube in a little bit. So I'll post that link up if you guys want to rewatch this in a few. And yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. I'll be in the chat. So let me see if there's any questions here real quick before we, this is Zuby. Yeah, I don't have any other questions here. So yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out on Telegram or send me an email at Shawn@k2trades.com. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right, guys, thanks for showing up.